Rob, Warren Gatland this week, absolutely adamant. Direct quote, "I am telling you, this team will do something special at this World Cup." Do you suspect they'll do something special at this World Cup?
Well, it depends what he is considering special.
Semi-final.
I think, I think that is a realistic target for them. I think they're capable of getting to a semi-final, particularly with the side of the draw they're on. You know, when you look down through their team sheet, they still have a very strong 15. Okay, the structure that they've been playing and wasn't working for them in the last year. I think, you know, Pivac came in and things just went really wrong for them. And we were all very surprised considering the job that he had done at the Scarlets. They were playing some of the best brand of rugby that was a club team were playing in Europe that time. He wasn't able to turn it around. And then maybe we overplayed the Gatland effect and his ability to take players who may not have been playing the best for their club side, but you put them in a red Welsh jersey and it was a different beast altogether. So, you know, they have been tarnished, blindsided by an awful lot of stuff off the field. Seems to have settled down a little bit now. So, you know, I would absolutely not be writing off this Welsh side just yet.
Andrew, are you prepared to write them off, or you think there's a kick here?
No, and I remember we had this conversation right here in the run-up to Six Nations. We went, OK, Wales, we wouldn't have been concerned about Wales until Gatland comes back in there, and he's done it to us so many times in the past. As you say, Carnes, he just taps into something, he finds a way, and I'd love to hear more about that. But he seems to unlock a level of potential that other coaches haven't got with players who maybe haven't shown it and with their club, which I think is fascinating. But probably more so, maybe in hindsight, on the pitch, Wales have started to show a small bit of form. Definitely turned the corner a little bit with the pre-World Cup friendlies. I think they've shown something they didn't show in the Six Nations. But they haven't shown enough to think that they're real contenders. I don't think they've shown enough to think that they're going to do something special. Gatland's appointment, I think, if you take apart from on the pitch, it makes sense because there's been a lot of disruption. Retrospectively, it makes sense. A lot of disruption, a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes. Let's get back to basics. This is a guy we know. He knows us. There's a lot of nostalgia attached there, which is powerful to untap, you know, that potential. So it does make sense. He's a master of delivering a narrative, I think, and I think that's fascinating. But his narrative up until now has been that he's building for the next World Cup. That's obviously, you know, a changing of the guard. Alun, no Ken Owens, no Tipperick. You know, it feels like he's building for the next World Cup. But then he's kind of contradicted that a little bit by saying, "I want to do something special now." So I wonder if he regrets that or if he's kind of just mixed things up a little bit.
It's funny. It's like you go back to a few Six Nations when him and Eddie used to joust in the media headlines and stuff. I think, again, being outside for a little bit, some of the best coaches, they're not, when they say, "Oh, we're going to do something special," they're not just doing a media interview. They're communicating with the fans, their own players, and I think that instills confidence. You know, it's akin to what we spoke about with South Africa naming their team early. This is our team, we're going. And I think, you know, some coaches do that with regards to, right, we're going to do this. And I've said it now publicly, so you have to.
If we're to consider Gatland great, and his Welsh record is great, what's his secret sauce? What was the big recommendation, his MO?
Well, I think this is chapter 2, or the second coming of Gatland, however you want to term it. I think that the first 12 years and that tenure was done. I think he can solidify his legacy on what is achieved now. I think in many regards he's taken a risk by coming back because he puts all of what he's achieved previously under fire.
Yeah, and so what was he great at? If someone said to you, "Why were you so good in those 12 years?" What did he do?
I think the funny thing is, the further up the chain you go and the more elite and more professional you get, sometimes the simpler the messaging needs to be. You can easily overcomplicate and make a science out of something that doesn't need to be.
Yes.
And he's come back in, he's told everybody, "You're going to work hard, we're going to do this, we're going to keep it simple, let's go." Okay.
Keep it simple, there's a lot to be said for it. And I guess, as Andrew said, it's funny, in this very studio,